a person's greatness is determined by their thoughts. This timeless truth has been proven repeatedly by the lives of successful individuals like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. Napoleon Hill, in his famous book Think and Grow Rich, said, "What you think about, you become." But if that is true, why do so many people struggle to succeed? Do they not think about their future? Do they fail to see their own potential? Today's story uncovers the answers to these questions and teaches a powerful lesson. Stay with us till the end. This story will be worth your time. Once in a busy railway station, there lived a beggar who survived every day by asking passengers for alms as they waited for their trains. One day, as he was begging, he noticed a well-dressed businessman stepping onto the platform. Seeing his expensive suit and confident posture, the beggar thought, "This man must be very rich. If I ask him for money, he will surely give me a generous amount." With hope in his heart, the beggar approached him and stretched out his hand. But instead of giving money, the businessman looked at him and asked, "Do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar was startled. No one had ever asked him such a question before. Confused, he replied, "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I survive by asking for alms. I have nothing to give." The businessman smiled slightly and said, "If you believe you have nothing to give, then you have no right to ask for anything. I am a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you can offer me something, I can give you something in return. But if you have nothing to give, I cannot give you anything either." With that, he boarded his train and left. The beggar stood there, shocked. He kept replaying the businessman's words. "I have been begging for so long, but no one has ever said this to me." He wasn't rude, he spoke the truth. If I can't offer anything, why should people give me anything? For the first time, he realized that maybe this was why people gave him so little, because he offered nothing in return. That night, he lay awake thinking, "But what can I give? I am just a beggar. I have nothing." Yet the businessman's voice echoed in his mind, "If you want to receive, you must first give." 2 days passed, and the beggar didn't ask anyone for money. He was too busy thinking. On the third day, while sitting at the station, he noticed a patch of wildflowers blooming near the tracks. Their vibrant colors caught his eye, and suddenly an idea struck him. What if instead of just taking, I offer something? What if I give people a flower every time they give me alms? Determined, he plucked a handful of flowers and returned to his spot. When someone handed him a coin, he smiled and offered them a flower. To his surprise, people accepted the flowers with joy. Some smiled and even thanked him. Over time, he noticed something incredible. More people started giving him money, and whenever he ran out of flowers, the donations decreased. So it's true, he thought. People like to receive something in return. One day, while giving flowers, he spotted the same businessman sitting in the train. Excited, he ran to him and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me money, I will give you flowers in return." The businessman smiled, handed him some cash, and took a few flowers. "You have truly understood the value of exchange," he said. "Today, you are no longer just a beggar. You have become a businessman." As the train moved, the beggar stood there thinking deeply. "Am I really a businessman now?" he wondered. After a long moment, a realization struck him. "I now know the secret of success. I am not just a beggar, I am a trader. People aren't giving me money out of pity. They are paying for the flowers. This means I have a business." Filled with excitement, he made a bold decision. He left the station and never returned as a beggar again. 6 months later, at the same station, 2 well-dressed men met. They exchanged a handshake, but one of them stared curiously. "Do I know you?" he asked. The other man smiled and replied, "Yes, we've met twice before, right here on this train." The businessman frowned, trying to remember, until his eyes widened. "Wait, you're the beggar, the one I refused to give money to, and later bought flowers from?" The former beggar laughed. "Yes, that was me, but I am no longer a beggar. I now run a successful flower business, and I'm traveling to expand it further." Astonished, the businessman asked, "That's incredible. What changed?" The flower seller smiled and said, "You taught me one of life's greatest truths. We only receive when we give." That day, I realized I was never really a beggar. I was a businessman all along. I just had to see myself that way. The 2 men shook hands again, now as equals, and boarded their trains toward their futures. Life is shaped by how we see ourselves. If you believe you are small, you will remain small. But if you recognize your inner potential, you can achieve greatness. When your thoughts change, your future changes too.